Do I have a four-dimensional gospel? Have I moved beyond gospel facts and summaries to experience complete life transformation? Am I going deeper than definitions and theology? The gospel is simple enough for a child to comprehend and yet profound enough that you and I can study it our entire existence and never exhaust it. There will always be more depth that we can discover that will be powerful to impact our lives and the lives of those around us. How does sin and the law fit with the gospel or in relationship to the gospel? The gospel heals our brokenness, informs our values, corrects false belief. It motivates and transforms and empowers us in the gospel commission. Therein it impacts our mind, our emotions, our will, our body, our mission. If one of these areas is not being impacted by the gospel in our life, it means that we're holding on to an anemic gospel, not a four-dimensional gospel. We focused usually on sin as the negative acts and thoughts that we have, but sin in its boiled down essence is rebellion, and it instigates conflict and avoidance. Stop and think. Adam and Eve avoided the Lord because of sin. Cain killed Abel because of sin, and ever since then we are engaging in conflict or avoidance as a result of the rebellion of sin in our life. And the Lord's reaction to sin was redemption. That good news of redemption is the gospel. So there's a physics to sin and the gospel. There's the gravity of the love of Jesus versus the black hole of sin. There's friction and inertia, and the resulting conflict has been played out over the entire history of this world. Because of the conflict resulting from the inertia of redemption against the drag of sin, the need for the law is evident. When you look at yourself in the present, juxtaposed with the law, which is the standard of the love of God, we see our need. So the mention of the law needs some clarity. Think about a timeline with me. Adam and Eve, Noah, Abraham, the patriarchs, Jesus, the apostles, you and I today, end of the world, prophetic future of kingdom of heaven and the new earth. During this timeline, we see no indication of any change in the law of gravity, right? During this entire timeline, if you sit under an apple tree and an apple falls, it'll hit you in the head if it's aimed properly. It's not going to fly up into space. During that same timeline, if you murder, it's bad, it's wrong. Moral, law, natural law, consistent. There has always been sacrifice, but routine ritual sacrifice, or ceremonial law, if you will, only existed between the time of Moses and Jesus because, as I like to call those, worship skits. They pointed towards the character of Jesus and the redemption that He has for us, giving us insights and understanding. When Jesus died on the cross, the curtain in the temple was ripped from top to bottom. And from that point onwards, there is no sacrifice but His. And there is no regular routine ritual practice of sacrifice. Romans 12:1 says, you and I are to present ourselves reasonably, completely as a living sacrifice. That's the sacrifice the Lord's calling for. Sabbath, by the way, is completely relational. It's part of the moral law, but it predates sin and redemption. It's neither part of sin nor the sin response. It was created in a perfect world with perfect people who were in perfect relationship with their Creator. And it is for us to build our relationship with each other and with Him. If I am excited and growing in the gospel, then I'm going to want to hold up the highest possible standard of His love, and that is the law. When I have a glitch with the gospel, I don't relate well to the law. If I am rejecting the law, I become a variant of Cain. Cain wanted freedom from the law, and he ended up murdering his brother. That's the result when we reject God's law. If we idolize the law, we become variants of Samson. Stop and think for a moment. You read Samson's story, And it is a continuous list of what he is against. He is against restraint. He is against the girls in Israel. He is against the Philistines. He's against, and finally he's against the pillars of the temple, and it all falls down around him. If I idolize the law, then I'm going to be against any and all that I perceive as enemies of the Lord. But the Lord's not calling me to be against anything. He's calling me to stand for the gospel. And if I will have a four-dimensional gospel in my life, I will neither reject nor idolize the law. Jesus said, not everybody that says, hey buddy, is his friend. Everything falls into place in my life as I grow the gospel, my love for myself, Jesus, and others. Luke 7:47, I call the airline of the gospel, 7:47. Because in it I discover that as I receive his forgiveness, I will grow in love. And as I grow in love, I will be enabled, empowered, and inspired and motivated to give forgiveness. And when I give forgiveness, I will grow in love. And practicing this cycle of receiving and giving love and forgiveness makes the gospel grow in my life, and I'm able to hold up a higher standard, which is the law of who Jesus is. It's a representation of his love. The more that I love him the way that he loves me, the more I grow in that love, the more that I can put him first, keep the space between us clear, respect him, and come when he calls. And that's the first 4 commandments. The more that I love as he builds this love in my life, the more that I'm able to honor parents, even that aren't honorable, because he is my perfect parent. The more that I will love others in this way, the more that I will not, what? I will not lie, cheat, kill, steal, commit adultery, or covet. All of these things are not requirements that I have to do. Yes, they are. But the key point is that they are promises of what is going to happen as I grow in his love. So this is how it relates together. You do not stand alone. The Lord uses the dark clouds in your life and mine to draw near to us, to his people, to comfort and lead them. Hebrews 4:16 concludes that we must come boldly to the throne of grace to receive mercy and find grace in the time of our need. 2 Corinthians 10:3-5 tells us that we have human problems with spiritual solutions, and the Lord's solutions tear down the strongholds of the enemy that are in our life, giving us freedom in the gospel. When you have a 4-dimensional gospel, this is taking place. Finally, Nahum 1:7 tells you that the Lord is good, and he is your fortress in the day of your need. Will you choose to trust the Lord today, to build the gospel in your life for a clearer standard of the love of Jesus and letting him shine in and through you?